Hey everybody. So today is September 5th, 2013. I will talk about conspiracies, conspiracy theories. And there's people out there that have fears and they put themselves in fear and they spread this fearness around. And you're actually giving power to, we'll use the word them, or they. I'm not going to say who, but we'll say they or them, alright? Personally, I was big on conspiracy theories. I used to take time out of my day to tell people about it and sit and talk to people about it and research online and just let it consume my whole life. And that's probably it's a big setback, because you start living in fear. You start putting yourself in this fear and you feel like, well, if this is gonna happen, then what's my purpose in living? So, of course, I spent I spent a few years doing research and listening and watching videos online, and it's basically putting fear into myself and putting all this, negative energy and negative thoughts and stuff like that into my head. And, a lot of that stuff consumed me. Every day I would live in fear. I would look around me and I would relate something to a certain conspiracy or something. I would tell people about it. People would think I'm crazy. People would think I'm wasting my time. And in reality, I actually was wasting my time. But, you come across this information and it's either you do what you want with it. So what I've come to learn through my experiences, hold on 1 second. Sorry, I had to pause that. So, as you go learning, not only was I learning about conspiracies and stuff, but I was actually learning about the mind and spirit connection, mind, body, spirit connection. We're all connected through consciousness. So whenever something tragic happens, we can either let it affect our consciousness, or we can overcome it and continue to be a happy human civilization. Now, I feel like I kind of messed up because I put a lot of people onto this conspiracy stuff, and a lot of people ran with it. A lot of people did more education on their own, more research, and they started telling people. And I feel like I made a mistake, because now I started spreading fear amongst people. I'm spreading fear, and that's not what I'm looking to do. I'm actually looking to enlighten people. Now, when you start spreading this fear, you're basically their number one promoter, because they're relying on people like you to spread their message around and make them feel like they have the power, when in reality they don't have power. In reality, you have power over your own destiny, over your own world. And what I've come to learn is that you need to be in that state of the world that you would like to see. Now, through movies and media and cartoons and TV shows and all types of stuff, people are conditioned to think a certain way and to perceive the world will have a certain outlook, like the world's gonna end and stuff like that. And as you know, 2012, the world didn't end. It might have ended for some people because maybe they were stuck on that frequency, thinking that the world is gonna end, and maybe in their world it did end. But the point is, for you to not let the outside world affect you, no matter what you see on the outside. It all depends on what meaning you give it. So I don't care how drastic or how crazy it looks out there. At the end of the day, you can't let it ruin your happiness. And as long as you're happy, then you're going to start seeing the world around you start to change. Now, the only reason you might come across somebody else, and they're built up, they're on the whole conspiracy thing, is because we're only coming to the same reality due to agreement. We only experience the same reality because of agreements. But in reality, I'm experiencing a different reality than what you're experiencing. But the only time we're actually facing the same reality is when we come to an agreement. And that's just the way the universe works. We're in an infinite universe where there's millions of possibilities going on. Anything that you can imagine is happening right now. You just need to put yourself into that frequency and know what it's like to be in that frequency. Let me just see how much time I've been talking. Alright, cool. So, like I said, I used to put myself in the fear frequency, in that fear base. Yeah, I used to be built up on fear. I used to let all that fear and conspiracy stuff consume me. But now, I used to follow like Jesse Ventura and David Icke and stuff like that, and all these big conspiracy guys, and Joe Rogan, people like that. But I've come to learn by choosing the right path that you won't come across that stuff as long as you don't see it. And if you do end up seeing it, it all depends on the meaning that you give to it. So it all depends on the meaning that you give to it. Now, a lot of us let fear consume us, and a lot of us don't pay no mind to it, and those are the people that actually live happy lives, and they're much more focused on their reality, on what they want to make, manifest. While others are worried and then they're stuck on this conspiracy mindset where they feel that they have to promote this stuff, and they're spreading fear, and that's actually the wrong thing. So if you're somebody that's into conspiracies, and trust me, I used to be big on conspiracies, and it's good to know that stuff, but the point is to understand that there are evil entities out there, there are evil forces out there, understand that they do exist. But the point is to not let them interrupt your reality. Don't let them interrupt your happiness. Don't let them manifest their world into your world. And the way you do that, simply just ignore all that stuff, Like before, I used to be a fan of Jesse Ventura on Facebook or something, and I would always be into that conspiracy stuff. But now I don't listen to that. Alex Jones, stuff like that. I don't pay mind to that stuff anymore, and I'm pretty sure that stuff is still going on, of course. But in my world, it's not happening. I'm not going to allow it. And I advise you to do the same. If you're into conspiracies, just stop. Just plain and simple, just stop. Alright? I don't care what's on the news. I don't care what's on the newspaper. I don't care what this movie shows. I don't care what this video game dictates. It's my world. I'm gonna do what I want in my world. I'm gonna make sure my world isn't ruined. My world is built on happiness and togetherness, and I want everybody to be happy and together. So whatever's out there, this is why I don't even watch TV, because the majority of that stuff, it messes with your head. And that's why it's called television programming because you're being programmed. So I don't watch that stuff anymore. I don't pay attention. And if I do, it would be something like the Food Network or something like that. Or like Family Feud or something. But that's only like when I'm spending time with my grandma. And I'm in the living room watching TV with her. But other than that, I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. When somebody tells me something about the news, I don't pay attention. You know, I'll hear it, I'll listen, but I won't pay no more mind to it. And that's what everybody needs to start doing, is start turning off your TVs. Stop playing video games. Stop watching the movies. And just live your life, enjoy it. And get those people that are into conspiracies off. Tell them to stop. Stop promoting fear. Stop promoting war. And stop promoting, all this unnecessary stuff that's affecting our human consciousness, our human togetherness. So with that said, I used to be big on conspiracies. I know a lot of stuff. I know about symbolism. I know about, the lizard people. And you might think I'm crazy, and then you might start doing your own research. All this stuff exists, whether you think I'm crazy or not. And, I can go even further with all this stuff, but I don't. It's unnecessary information for me. And it sucks that I learned it all, but it's the reason where I'm at it's the reason why I got to where I'm at right now. And, thanks to knowledge and thanks to always learning something different, you're gonna eventually get to where you need to be in life. So, look at it this way. All that conspiracy stuff, it's still gonna happen. It's happening. It's gonna happen in their world, alright? We live in a parallel universe where there's millions of different, I guess you could say, perceptions going on, or different realities. So there's millions of different realities, and the reality that you would like, it's already there. You just need to put yourself into that reality by acting like you already are in that reality, by being happy, by, whatever reality you're looking for. Put yourself in that reality. No matter what the outside looks like, it all depends on you. Alright? So this goes to those that are trying to change the world. You can't change the world. You can only change yourself. You change yourself and then your world changes. Don't go out there and try to change people's minds. And you can come to an agreement, but don't go out there to change people's minds. Don't go out promoting fear. Don't go out promoting God. Don't go promoting Jesus and stuff. Let everybody live their own lives. Don't try to convince nobody. At the end of the day, we all live our own realities, and as a consciousness, through agreement, we experience, similarities as well. And I would like for everybody to live in a happy, peaceful, loving world, which it is happening. We just need to put ourselves in there. And then there is an evil world. There is a world where all types of stuff is going on, but that's on a different frequency. So it's like a radio station, and you just need to tune yourself in to peace 97.1 or whatever, instead of hate 98.8. It's all in your brain, it's all in your head. So just switch that dial tone. Just switch it. You switch it, and you put yourself in a peaceful, loving frequency, and you're gonna see that your world is gonna be peace and loving. And as long as you're always gonna be happy, and you learn to not let outside influences and outside perceptions and stuff affect your happiness, then you're gonna experience a happy world, and then you're gonna start seeing things change, and you might see people disappear and wonder what happened to this person. And you're only going to come across people that are like-minded like you, and you're all going to live in the same reality. So that's this is my knowledge being passed to you. If you wonder where I get my stuff, You know, I do research online. I listen to motivational audios, and you know, I've heard this plenty of times. A good source would be if you go on YouTube, look up Bashar, Bashar, and he is a channeler, and he channels through different entities from, I guess, another dimension or the fourth dimension. And you know, through them they communicate with us and they explain the way this universe works. So, you know, now that I got that conspiracy stuff out the way, I'll get into more stuff, more detailed stuff later on in this week or tomorrow or whatever, depending what I have to blog about. But today I spent it on conspiracies, and not necessarily getting into conspiracies, but actually getting out of conspiracies. Because like I said, a lot of us let that stuff consume us and take over us, and we're going to spread that stuff, and the last thing we want to do is spread fear into people and get everybody scared. We don't want that. Alright? Spread love, spread positivity, spread good news. You know, what would it be like if we lived in a world where, you know, you didn't hear about rape, you didn't hear about bombs going off in Syria, you didn't hear about you know, some, you know, all this negativity, all this stuff is bad, you know, all this is, it's pretty bad, it messes with your consciousness, you know, so what would it be like if, you know, on the news you heard something like, you know, a man builds a school in Africa or something, or a free, you know, free food place for homeless people, a free shelter for homeless people, you know, or I don't know, a new school that teaches kids how to meditate and become enlightened. You know, this is news. This is what news should be, not all this evil, rape, kill, shoot, robberies, you know, spreading fear, oh, terrorism, let's watch out for terrorists. Stop. Just stop. Alright? And I apologize to whoever I spread this fear to in the beginning. You know, I used to tell everybody about conspiracies back then, but, you know, hopefully it didn't go further than from what I told you, and hopefully you stayed away from that stuff and didn't let me affect you in any sort of way. And if I did, then I hope you come across this video, and I hope that you've come to learn to not let it consume you and not live your life based on this fear and you know, letting the outside world affect your inner peace and inner happiness and inner love. Alright? So with that being said, get off the conspiracy, you know, switch to a positive mindset, spread good news, spread positivity, think positive, send positive thoughts out into this world, because a lot of you guys don't know this, but our thoughts travel, which is one of the main reasons why when we're with somebody we come across, you know, saying the same thing or thinking about the same thing, because, you know, we're not able to see it, but thoughts do travel. It is energy, and it is in this outer realm, you know, not visible to our existence, because right now we're in the third dimension, right under the fourth dimension, and you know, thoughts travel. Just like, let's say for example, love. Alright? We can't see love, you know, but we can feel it. And we know that there's different types of loves. There's unconditional love, and that's the love that I think everybody should have for everybody, no matter what. And then there's, you know, love like you love your family. There's love like you love your girlfriend or wife. There's love like you love your children. There's love like you love your best friends. You know, there's different types of loves, and we can't see this love, but we know it exists. So just like love exists, our thoughts exist, and our thoughts travel. And when we think positive, you're going to start seeing positive. But when we think negative, you'll start seeing negative, because that's what you're projecting out into this universe. and whatever you bring out comes right back to you. So just lay off the negative, lay off the conspiracies, get off all that stuff, and don't let it consume you. And if it is consuming you, take it one step at a time. I know for me it kind of took like about a month or two to get off of that stuff. And occasionally I still come across that stuff, and that's because some of my friends still promote it. And once in a while I'll check it out, but I don't let it consume me, I don't let it bother me. So I'm gonna end it here. So what I recommend is, just stop watching those videos. Stop subscribing to these channels on YouTube. Stop looking at FEMA camps and all this crap. Alright? Just pay no mind to it. Alright? Pay no mind to it. Don't look at it. Doesn't matter what the outside world looks like. It's what's going on inside. It's what's going on in your world that counts. Alright? So don't waste your time, because time is very valuable. And even though time doesn't really exist, it's actually something that man has created, but that's a whole new subject, and we're not going to get into that right now. But trust me, I can talk a lot as far as intellectual and different ideas and stuff like that, and whatever. Alright, that's enough. Alright, so don't let the conspiracies consume you. Don't let it take over you. Think positive, watch positive, stay away from TV. And if you are watching TV, try to make it something positive. Stay away from, the news, movies, video games. Stay away from that stuff. Read. Go on YouTube. Look on YouTube and determine what you want to watch. Don't watch TV, because that's what's being determined for you to watch. It's like they have authority of what you can watch. But with the internet, we have freedom as far as what we can teach ourselves and educate ourselves with. And the information out there is endless. So let's use it to our benefit. Let's take advantage of it. And let's stop using it to poison ourselves and to poison others. Because like I said, we're all connected through consciousness. And we can't let things like this affect us. So, for the last time, I'm going to end it here. And this is all I had to say for now. And tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'll be talking about, but I'll think about it. And as far as what's been going on with me, I've just been busy with work. Well, not work, but been busy with business at home and stuff like that. And definitely by next week I'm gonna be grinding a lot, so stay tuned for that. And for now, just keep watching my video blogs. Shoot me an email, hit me up, I don't care, leave a comment, send me just hit me up. Let me know if you want me to blog about something, if you have any questions, if you are into conspiracies, or if you have conspiracies to talk about. Which, I could talk about them, but, what's the use, So, let's be positive. Let's change our mind. It's 2014. It's the age of Aquarius. Listen to that song, because that song actually tells you a lot. And, it's time for human evolution, for our consciousness to shift, and for us to be bigger and better than who we were before. So let's get out of this animal mentality and let's be more stabilized, more calm, more loving, more nurturing. And that's it, Enjoy your day. Right now it's actually nighttime, so enjoy your night. But depending on when you watch it, enjoy your day, enjoy the rest of your night, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.